Lionel Messi gets his first knockout World Cup goal in his 1000th appearance, beating Cristiano Ronaldo to the punch. They both need it. They both need that that knockout goal in the knockout stages, of course, of the World Cup. And Lionel Messi does it first. And what a game it was in the end. It started off, it was all Argentina, 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 Argentina. They looked like it was going to be easy, going to be a walk in the park. Australia not really offering anything. Lionel Messi steps up with another fantastic moment in his career. And we all know he isn't the player he was when he was younger. That's normal at his age. But he has stepped up now again and again this World Cup. He has delivered again and again this World Cup. It's why he's a lot of people's goats. And him and Ronaldo have this to and throw. So Ronaldo now needs to respond on Monday or Tuesday, whenever it is that he plays, and not just score a knockout goal. Man needs two. And this is what these guys have done their whole career. They respond to each other. One of them does something, the other one comes back even better. So I'm now looking forward to see Ronaldo's performance, Portugal's performance in their knockout game in a few days' time. But it was the Lionel Messi show again tonight. And the amount of times he set up Lautaro Martinez, you should have put the game to bed. A lucky deflected goal gave Australia hope. And then at the death, Martinez pulls off a brilliant save. Moments before that, Lisandro Martinez, the centre-back, Man United centre-back, pulls off one of the blocks of the tournament to stop this from going to extra time. And honestly, it became exciting in the end. It's quite a boring game, I felt, until about the 60th, 70th minute. But in the end, a very, very good game indeed. So I've got to shrink the screen over here because the light's getting really bright in my eyes. But yeah, it really was. Lautaro was playing against the Messi carry job. Oh, Messi certainly carried them today. I think this Argentina team without Lionel Messi would be fairly average. I think most football fans would agree with that on every single level. It would be very, very average indeed. Messi could have had 3 assists. That bum Martinez, he absolutely could have done. He absolutely should have done, but it didn't happen. But the question I've got for you all, it's another game this tournament where he delivers. And I want to see what the football terrace community has got to say about this. I love a poll. I love a question. Who is the GOAT? Right? I'm going to put this question in there now. You're not going to see the options until they're all up on the screen. I want to know what you're thinking and feeling and saying about this one here. I want to know. Who is the GOAT? The poll's out now. I want your thoughts and I want your feelings, because we saw Lionel Messi again step up today. We saw him step up and beat that record, on his 1,000th career appearance. Scores his first World Cup knockout goal. It's mad that he hasn't got one already. And he did it in great fashion. He was the catalyst behind his team winning again. He puts them into the quarterfinals. And, I, for one, very, very impressed. Very, very impressed indeed with him today. I want to know. I want to see what this poll says. Maybe it will be dictated by the kind of people tuning into this particular stream. Since Lautaro Martinez came in, he was terrible. Look, Lautaro Martinez is not that good. I don't care what he does in Serie A. As soon as he's playing at a level where the pace is faster, this guy struggles. It's like he's running through treacle with concrete boots on. Julian Alvarez every day of the week. Listen, Lautaro has been spoken about as a player that big Premier League clubs are interested in. Not for me. Not for me. Not for me. Not for me. I'm really not impressed with him at all. I've never been that impressed with anything that he's done. Bang average team plus Messi. We will win versus them. Of course, it's Netherlands, Argentina now. So it's going to be a good game. The Netherlands, Argentina is going to be a very, very good game indeed. I'm excited about that. Terry, give me Enzo Hernandez at Manchester United. He's absolutely bossed the midfield. He does for Argentina what De Jong does for the Netherlands. I've been impressed with him every time I've seen him kick a ball at this tournament. I really, really have. I'm still, I want to make sure I say this in the right way. I mean, He's been on, I mean, theoretically, it was an own goal today from the deflection, but it's not really one of them bad own goals. He's such a talent. He really, really is, and he's one additional shining light in this Argentina team. And do you know what I do like about Argentina when you look at their side is how over the course of the tournament, he has rotated and moved out the players that were underperforming. He's put more youth, more pace, more speed around Messi, and they have got better. But against the Netherlands, it's going to be very intriguing to see who wins that midfield battle and whether or not Messi can do it against a team of that quality. It'll be the hardest game they've played so far, but the same for the Netherlands. That's going to be a very, very good quarterfinal indeed. Prayers for Pele, who's on the end of life. Yeah, of course. I read the news today. Terrible, terrible news to hear about the great. One of the. If there was going to be a Mount Rushmore and you could only pick four legends of football, I think Pele's face would be on that from nearly every football fan in the world, irrespective of personal opinion and preference and favoritism and bias because of your own nation and club. Pele he was the first footballer, in my opinion, to really transcend the sport. A lot of what footballers are earning millions of pounds a year for now, he was a pioneer of from an endorsement point of view, and such a tremendous footballer. So to hear that he is at the end right now, in a sort of care home or hospice, moments away from passing is truly sad for football. And every single person out there that enjoys football should feel a sense of sorrow for the loss of maybe the greatest star the game has ever seen. Andre here says, I feel sorry for Inter Milan. They have Lukaku and Martinez as their forwards, is what Andre says. Damn, Lissandro is a great defender coming from a Liverpool fan. Yeah, I'm still a little bit miffed as to why he's not been starting the last two games. He's just so good, though. He came on and that block was just out of this world. It really was. Really, really was out of this world. I can't, I can't say much more about it than that. It was just truly, truly, truly sensational. Ronaldo would never pass to his teammates in a better position if he were in Messi's shoes, is what Sancho. Well, Messi shouldn't have done that today. Messi should have had some more shots because the outcome was pass and don't score or shoot and maybe score. So if I was Messi, I'd start shooting just that little bit more on goal. I really, really would. I really, really would. Mtiti here says Lautaro is a good player. He's just scared because Alvarez has stepped into his game, making him play with pressure. That's the name of the game. It's a pressurized game, and if you can't handle the pressure, then you ain't good enough. That's my general mantra towards this. Yes, Lissandro Martinez saved them, and it's good. As a United fan, I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see it. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's great to see. Messi more World Cup goals, more World Cup man of the matches as of now. That's true. Winner Paul says Terry, Argentina ain't that great to be honest. Messi is making the difference, but he can't carry them all the way. He can carry them all the way. He can carry them all the way. There's no saying he can't do that. It will just be difficult. Let's have a little look here. Terry, there is no debate between Messi and Ronaldo. If you watch football, let's be honest, the all-round game is so clear. But this is the thing, Abdul. People like you miss this every time. There's always a debate because it's about preference. Because nobody wants to create a metric. Because if you create a metric, there's no more debate. So if you have to tick certain boxes and you're looking at, because there are certain attributes that you may think are worth more than the attributes that I think are more special. As an example, so if you agree on a matrix and for every attribute, for every achievement, for every award, there's points attributed, then you find it out. But nobody wants to do that because when you set something that's that rigid, maybe a player you like in the future is going to fall out of the debate because they don't tick certain boxes. So it's all about preference. So because of preference, there's always going to be an opinion and what constitutes a great footballer, what people enjoy. So there's always a debate to be had, in my opinion. And to remove debate from football is crazy. I personally think that Thierry Henry is all things being equal, the greatest Premier League footballer of all time. But to say it's non-debatable is boring. It's definitely debatable. But Messi, again, today's about Messi. Messi killed it. Messi was toying with the Australian defenders. He was at times today. He was at times, and there was that great dribble he went on in the game where he went through one, went through two, went through three, and you thought, ah, he's going to pull it away and do something special, and he just couldn't quite pull it off. Couldn't quite pull it off, and that was because of the age and the speed's just slightly gone. But what a player, and the fact that this is going to be his last World Cup and the last time that we're probably going to see him, is a little sad. Is a little sad. Ronaldo is better, was better, and always will be better. But I think Messi is phenomenal. He is a GOAT in his own right, but not better than Ronaldo, Pele, and Maradona over both, is what I think that's Junior Hassan has got to say about this debate. The World Cup has the highest level of football, maybe all the way 90s. But since then, it's questionable when money has pushed the Champions League EPL over the moon. Well, I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson said about 10 years ago that he thinks the Champions League generally has overall better quality in it than the World Cup. And I understand what he means. I think before, if you go back 20, 30 years ago, because not all the teams are in the big teams are in the Champions League, the overall quality of players is spread more across Europe than it is now. There is now generally a vacuum. The Premier League, La Liga, and then Bundesliga and Serie A have some. France have one team that hold on to their top players. Like, there'll be lots of French teams and Dutch teams and Portuguese teams that develop really talented players, but how long do they hold on to them for, really? They all end up in certain leagues, and then nearly all the top teams that have all those top players in those leagues are nearly all in the Champions League. So it becomes a very concentrated space. Where back in the day, you'd have them spread across multiple competitions, across multiple countries, which meant that when it was a World Cup, you kind of that almost created what the Champions League is now from an overall quality point of view. That's an interesting debate, and maybe we'll have it one day on the football terrace. But I will say this: have hope. A regular on the terrace states that goals at the World Cup show true greats. So I can't wait to talk to him about Marcus Rashford now with these 3 goals at the World Cup. I'd be interested. There's a lot more than a lot of other greats. So let's see. We had a super chat that came through here that says, if one was clear of the other, there would be no debate. Messi versus Ronaldo is literally just preference. In my eyes, then both goats, but recency bias is crazy. Let's not disrespect the other Ronaldo either. I think what puts Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo above Ronaldo is that the length of time they've maintained their high level of quality. And of course, injuries did play a part in R9, but availability, many people say, is the best ability. Your stamina, your fitness, your ability to recover from injuries, they are attributes, which is why when it comes to Abdul's point about it's not debatable, it has to be. Because for me, longevity and how long you maintain your peak is actually more important to me than someone's peak. More important than somebody's peak. So, for instance, at his peak, Gareth Bale was probably better in most people's eyes than Ryan Giggs. But Ryan Giggs was still dominating midfields and winning Premier Leagues at 40. Look where Gareth Bale is. So Gareth Bale's peak, say that Neville's peak was, Ryan Giggs' peak was here and Gareth Bale's peak was there. But it's the longevity of that peak underneath. That rings true longer for me. It's why the likes of Maldini are looked at as a great, because how long he went on for, as opposed to someone that's maybe as good as Maldini, but by 32 is finished. You can't discount that next 8 years that a man was still performing at that level. Thiago Silva, when people would say, him versus Van Dijk. Listen, what's Van Dijk going to be doing at Thiago's age? I doubt he'd be playing. So Thiago's better for me. So that's why it's such an interesting debate from my perspective. If that all makes sense to you all. Terry, we can't carry them because sooner or later they will play the team where having a great Messi is not enough, and this team has nothing else. They suffer. They suffer versus Australia. Yeah, they didn't finish their chances. They should have put the game to bed. They should have scored 2 or 3 goals before Australia got back into it. But I do hear your point. Round will Fury win in? Do you know what? I'm going to say about round 5, but I've got a feeling this fight could have a sting in the tail. False Terry, have hope talks about semi-final and final goals at the World Cup, not group stage goals versus Wales. He spoke about goals just typically at the World Cup. He's what so and so done at a World Cup. So this is the thing. But what Have Hope will do is he'll then say semi-final and final goals at World Cups. Then someone will do that, and he'll be like, because you remember he said about Harry Kane, he ain't scored in a major semi-final or final, scores in a semi-final, and he then moves the narrative again. But we know what Have Hope's about. We know what he's about. We know what my man's about. By the way, keep smashing that like and that share button, and make sure you download the Hitch app now, the best social media polling app around. Get it done. I've got great polls on there in the sports category. We've got more polls coming out for you later. And remember, every time you complete one of their quizzes on the quiz page, every time you vote on a poll, launch a poll, you win coins. Those coins via PayPal and other methods can be transferred into money. Doesn't cost you anything. You ain't got to spend any money. You haven't got to it's not gambling. They just pay you to take part of their quizzes and pay to take part in their polling systems as well. It's a brilliant, brilliant app. And they have a World Cup predictor section. Get it downloaded now. Link in the description and live comment section, or scan that QR code. It's a sensational app. I think it's going places. In a few years' time, you're going to wish you started early. Get your followers up now. Be an early adopter. Trust me. Free Citizen says Australia scored a fluke goal, still had no shots on target. Argentina was way better. They were, but barring Alessandro Martinez block and a Martinez save, it was going to be 2-2 in extra time. And who knows after that? The world's a funny, funny place. So listen, they got the job done in the end. They got the job done, but it wasn't plain sailing. It wasn't plain sailing. Makes great sense. I'm not too sure what you're referring to, but thank you. Terry, no more saying KDB is better than Gerrard, please. That agenda is so dead. I think he is, though. I think he is. I think I think he is overall. I think he's achieved more in his career, barring a Champions League winners medal, and I think he'll still get that at some point with City. You know, titles, goals and assists per game. You know, let's see how long his career goes on for. If he has more longevity as well, but I think he'll surpass Gerrard's Premier League legacy. Not with Liverpool fans. Liverpool fans will always think Gerrard's better, but you can't just take it from a Liverpool fan's perspective. You know, we need to be very, very fair indeed. Rhythm here says Ronaldo's biggest achievement is getting compared to Messi. There's no rivalry. This is created by the media. Messi is astronomically clear. CR7 is not even the best Ronaldo. See, again, I think when you say things like that, you're discounting how good Ronaldo is and was. I say astronomically clear is a stretch. That's what creates a debate. Netherlands will beat Argentina, I promise, is what Dyke believes. Listen, that's going to be a really interesting game because the Netherlands are going to slow that pace down. The Netherlands are going to try and stifle it. The Netherlands are going to try and put someone on Lionel Messi. Listen, I would try this tactic. Put someone on Messi who's got some speed, got some legs on him, and stop him. And I don't know what else. I don't know what else Argentina can do. Alvarez is very good, but he needs to be supplied to. They've got very few creators in their team outside of Lionel Messi. But Messi, if they're gonna win the game, Argentina, Messi has to perform, because without Messi's performances, without Messi's clutch moments so far in the FIFA 22 World Cup, they'd be out. They'd be out, in my opinion. They really, really would. Dabala, thank you. I wish a few of the top European teams were on Argentina's side of the stage, because it's likely Argentina or Brazil will get to the final. Yeah, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Abs World here says CR7 is astronomically clear. Messi isn't even the best Argentinian to Argentinians. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. I get where you're coming from. I love sport. Bavi, you play. Thank you, Lucky. That's an interesting comment there. If Brazil play Argentina, Messi isn't going to touch the ball more than once per pass against Casemiro. He's still doing it. Credit to him. But versus elite physical players, he'll struggle, is what Stelios thinks. You know what? I think some people would agree with you on that as well. I think some people do think that he will struggle in that. You know, and let's see what happens. You know, that I'm very intrigued. But you look at tonight as an example, and again, it's funny, really, when certain players have scored and performed at this World Cup. It's been because they're brilliant, because they're top class, because they're amazing. And when others have done it against smaller teams, it's only X, it's only Y, it's only Z. And I just keep the same energy for everyone. Terence, you can't man mark Messi. Ask, yeah, you couldn't man mark Messi in 2009. And the main reason that Sir Alex Ferguson gave is because if you man mark Messi, you create too much space for Xavi and Iniesta and others who are equally world class that can destroy you. I don't think this Argentina team is anywhere near the level overall quality of that Barcelona team. Messi isn't as young and fit and quick as he used to be. There's the potential to stifle him. I think that can definitely be done, my friend. I think it can. Matt here says, so proud of the team. You've got a link so I can jump on. Yeah, I'll share the link in the live comment section now, Matty. If you're about, want to have your say, bro, feel free to jump on. 1978 Cup final redemption is what Blue Moon's got to say here. Could well be. It could well be. This is from Stephen, who's a gooner. He says, proud to be Australian. Well done, Aussies. Yeah, listen, Australia did really, really well at this tournament. And I think that I've seen a few people in the last day or so give a bit of stick to, Argentina, and a little bit of stick to, Argentina, and to the United States, and a little bit of stick to Australia and people. These nations getting out the group stages have achieved. They've surpassed their targets. And, in the end, like, Australia were one kick away from going into extra time with a world-class elite nation of football, So, yeah, it's interesting. Matty's here with us now to have his say. What are you saying, brother?
Yeah, big up Terry. Obviously, absolutely fantastic day here. It's like 30 degrees, 6 a.m. But, I'm just so proud of the boys. Like, number one, I'm so proud of the team. We weren't expected to get this far already, to get to the round of 16 and nearly win against Argentina, the champions of nearly the world. It just shocks me that, we got Aziz Besic, nearly got a goal. Q, 18 years old and nearly scored that last minute. It's just, we're just so close. But we can't be upset with this team because we didn't even expect to score a goal this tournament. So I'm so proud of this team. 2026, let's hope for the best even then, because this is a young generation now. Can we get a new golden generation just like in 06 like we had? But I'm just super proud of the boys. Great game. It was just a great game to watch. It was fantastic for Australia. Put us on the map. Obviously, there was over, I think, 40,000 people just in the city watching it today. Over, I think, 4 or 5 million people in Australia watching it at 6 a.m. on a, Sunday. So it's just great to see. Great team, great spirit. We go on to the next one in 2026, but we're just so close to it. I mean, I can't believe it. Just last minute we could have actually scored and gone to penalties against Argentina. But I'm just super proud of this team. Back to club football for me it is, because Australia's run is over. But great tournament we're having already. But it's just great to see. Honestly, it's absolutely fantastic. So proud of the team. I can't be any more proud.
There we go, Matt. I appreciate you. A bit windy where you are, but thank you very much for coming on, mate. And I'm sure we'll be chatting soon when Chelsea play. Top man, Matt. Speak to you soon. Take care. That's it. You can hear that there from an Aussie direct over there in Australia. They're just proud. And that's, for me, so nice to see. They're proud. They feel great. They're happy with what what their team has achieved. And that's why, like, for them and the United States, I just have no banter for them, because it's not even like punching down. It's just dead banter. They've superseded their expectations. And that's it. Terry, you're not watching the fight. The fight is on right there on my screen. Right there on my screen, my friends. I've got the fight on. But of course, I can't neglect my duties on the football terrace. Imagine taking a Saturday evening off when Argentina and Messi have just played. What kind of amateur outfit would do that? This super chat says, I think these Argentinians will die on the pitch just to bring that World Cup back to Argentina. It's been a long time for them. It's been, we laugh at England and how long it's been. It has been crazy long. But there are a lot of other big footballing nations that have waited decades or have never won it. And, they're as desperate as anybody to bring that back. And I think for Lionel Messi, I don't know if they can do it still. I'm still not convinced they can win it, the same as I'm not convinced about the Netherlands. But one of those two teams I wasn't convinced about earlier on in the tournament. One of those two teams is guaranteed a semi-final. And by the time you get to the semi-final, anything can happen. Anything can happen. It's you're 2 wins away then, and one of them is guaranteed to be there. So let's see how it works out. Kenny here says football is our fourth sport as a nation, and we're still competing at a global level. Gotta love that. Very right, very very right indeed, my friend. Very very right indeed. Great point, my friend, being raised there. Let's have a little look. Some more of these comments. I think the USA and Australia are 10 times better than the likes of Poland and Wales. Fair play to them both. Next World Cup, they'll be decent teams. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, Poland and Wales. I think Wales versus uh, Australia would have been an amazing game. I think well, we know what happened with Wales and USA first time round, but yeah, they just both come up against. The thing is, when you play the Netherlands and Argentina, you're going up against what I would call two footballing superpowers who just have fans having the experience is very key because in the stadiums it's about keeping your cool, keeping your nerve when things don't go right, and it's one of the reasons why England I think have struggled in the semi-final and final they've been in because our fans ain't been used to it. Our fans haven't been in those positions for a long time, and I think the consistency of doing well enables you to handle those moments. There's less tension from the crowd, meaning the players stay more relaxed. Football fans are so important to how their nation or their football club operates. There's no doubt about it. Messi is carrying the team. What dead brain is what I said there. Okay. Fair play to Australia. Good World Cup for them. I hope to see them at the next World Cup, is what Chelsea fan says. Adrian Williams here says 1-0 to Senegal. Listen, I've not really thought much about that game yet. I am most definitely nervous about it. I cannot lie. I'm definitely nervous about it. I'm definitely worried about it. I'm definitely concerned about it. Of course I am, because I want England to progress. I want England to go through. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see how things sort of progress and move forward. It's going to be an interesting time to say the least. Messi finally scored a World Cup knockout goal in his 1,000th game at the age of 35. And it wasn't his 1,000th game at World Cups. And yeah, it's such an interesting stat. You would never that'll be a quiz question in 30, 40 years time. At what World Cup did he score his first World Cup goal? And there'll be a lot of people that will just, think it'll be an early one because how old he is or whatever. But no, he hasn't done it. The same as Ronaldo. And that's why when Portugal play when? I'm just gonna go and check when Portugal play. I want to say it's Monday, but it could be Tuesday. Um it is Tuesday. They play the final knockout game. What's so interesting about that is these two's career in terms of records, goals scored, they often match each other. Now, Ronaldo hasn't had as good a World Cup as Messi. He's gone 2 games on the bounce without having a shot on goal. But would I put it past Cristiano Ronaldo to step up on Monday night against Switzerland and bag a brace and then have 2 knockout goals? No, I wouldn't be. Oh my God, it's the biggest shock in the history of football. It's going to be an intriguing one to watch. I mean, if he doesn't score and they go out, though, that's it. That's the little tick in the box that Messi has over him. And I think all these little tick boxes, they're going to add up over time. They're going to add up over time. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows it. Terry Arsenal upset tomorrow against Senegal. Here we go. Could definitely happen. Blue Moon FC says, my man Alvarez is going to lead Messi to greatness. Listen, they've improved as a team since he's been in. Youthful exuberance. Hernandez starting. I still think they've got to start with Martinez at the back. I think that's such an important player to have part of this team. So important indeed, because if he's there, there's always that chance. There's always going to be that chance, in my opinion. There's always going to be that chance and that opportunity, as it were. A man like Liez, I know I know you see this, Terry. Liez, my brother. I hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're good. Long time no see. I actually gonna have a chat with you soon because I'm about to sign up with someone in a bit. I'm signing up with somebody. Charlie says hi. He knows. He knows. If you know, you know. He says here, Leo Messi. Listen, man. I know you think he's the GOAT, and he is in many people's eyes. Like, I'm biased because my preference is Ronaldo. I love the guy so much. But I've always said, and you know this, we've had a conversation, I still love watching Messi play. I don't love Ronaldo to such a point where I'll disrespect disrespect Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi is one of the greatest football players ever. He's in my top 2 of all time. And I'm not gonna lie, he keeps scoring in this World Cup and he wins it. I might have to crown him myself. I always say to people, my opinions are never stuck in stone. But if at this age he carries this Argentina team all the way, maybe my opinion's gonna change, especially after that Piers Morgan interview. Especially after that Piers Morgan interview, it's going to be an intriguing one to see what happens. Rashford has to start ahead of Sterling. I'm Chelsea, by the way. Yeah, look, Rashford's got to start tomorrow. I think he will start tomorrow. I think Rashford will score again tomorrow as well. I'm so annoyed I didn't say this on camera. It was because I was feeling quite ill at the time. I'm still having issues with the chest and other things. It's not my heart. It's just it's got a bloody name. It's like inflammation within the chest cavities I'm having. It's painful, and I was feeling really ill, and I wanted to give a football opinion about the World Cup, but I weren't ready for. I didn't have the mental space for the backlash, and Jess will. I swear to you, on my children's life, Jess will tell you I said this to her, that said I think Rashford's going to have a start the tournament on the bench, work his way into the first team, and score and have a really good World Cup. And I now wish I'd said it publicly, and I think Rashford will have a good game tomorrow. I think he'll score. I think this is Rashford's tournament. He may not go on to win it or be a Golden Boot winner, but I think this is Rashford's tournament. This will be the one where we look back in his career and go, yeah, like Rooney had 2004, Gazza had 2. He had 1990, he had 1996. I think this is going to be Harry Kane had the last World Cup. I think this is going to be like Harry Kane's tournament. Sorry, the Marcus Rashford's international tournament. I hope. TCC says Granit Xhaka is going to spank Ronaldo to Saudi Arabia to his new club, whereas Messi will play the semis, is what TCC has got to say here. Let's have a look at some more of these comments here. Ronaldo missed the summer preseason. He has not been fit, but maybe he's top fitness again at the age of 41. Listen, I doubt he'll be playing at 41, but you never know. You never know. He's about to go, according to a lot of reports, he's about to go to Saudi Arabia to play football. I don't know if he can maintain for 4 years the level needed to come back, but we'll see. The size difference between Tyson Fury and Derek Chisora is mad. Do you know what I love about heavyweight boxing? Fury should box his head off, but he could get caught on that jaw, But then at the same time, he took punches from Deontay Wilder and got up 3 times across like 4 fights. So let's see what happens here. This is going to be the Jude Bellingham tournament. Could be. Absolutely could be. Let's have some more of your comments here. How can you say Messi did not have better runs in the World Cup? Messi has reached the final. I didn't say that. Like I didn't say he had better runs. I don't know. Maybe you're talking to someone in the comments, but I certainly didn't say that. Jonathan here says, proud of the Socceroos. I bet you are, my friend. I bet you are. Terry, you don't think that Pele is the GOAT? I'll be honest. I've always said this about GOAT conversations. I think they're really era specific. I didn't watch Pele play. I think Pele may have even been retired for about 4 or 5 years before I was even born. I never saw Maradona play, or I don't remember seeing Maradona play. I don't remember seeing Beckenbauer play, Best and Law and Charlton and Moore and Sabio, Puskas. I didn't see any of these guys play, so it's hard for me to put them, Platini. It's hard for me to put these people in the category of when I didn't see them play. So my list is people that I saw play, and has to be people that I saw play. It has to be, in my opinion. Since Ronaldo has tarnished his reputation this year, for me, my GOAT is back to Zidane. I don't care what anyone says. Most complete footballer of all time is what Stelios P has got to say here. The debate makes no sense. That's why I like the comparison. We have another super chat here that says, it's so pleasing to watch a different side to Messi, dictating the game amongst stealth, wish and boom. He creates something special, magical. Might sound like a weird comparison, but it reminds me of what Scholes and Giggs did in terms of changing their position but still dictating. And it's why I hold them two so high. so high in my valuation because we saw a lot of other players drop further down the pitch as they got older and they regress massively. You know, Messi, he doesn't do as much as he did when he was younger, which is normal, but he's still able to do so much in games. And what I said in the first game stands true. I didn't care how much I upset Messi fanboys. He needs legs around him. Give him legs around him, and Messi's brilliant. He just needs the legs around him. Dinesh says, evening, Terry, and everyone. Come on, England. Let's bring the World Cup home. Let's hope, my friend. Let's hope that happens, my brother. Did you not remember Maradona in 1994? I was 7, but remember his goal versus Greece. Yeah, like I didn't watch a lot of that though. It was on for you, Baz. That was on during the daytime, right? For us in England, that games were on really late, and I was in bed. I was a 6, 7-year-old, 7-year-old child, 7, 8-year-old child, so I wasn't really able to watch a lot of it. So no, I didn't sit down at that age and watch it regularly. And it's only really been the last 10 to 15 years with more television available and streaming online, where you've actually been able to see a lot more of the international stars as regularly. You know, the only time we got to see a lot of these stars was at World Cups. But I just didn't I don't remember Maradona playing on a regular basis, if that makes sense. You know? I don't remember it. Because Terry never saw him play. Great logic. Yeah, but this is what I just said to you. It's about an eras thing. It's an era thing. If I didn't see someone play, it's hard to do a comparison. I actually think that's more fair. I think that's actually, in my opinion, bro, that is clean logic. Because I know for a fact that anyone who's about 35 years old and younger hasn't sat there and watched more than maybe 2 or 3 Pele games. You know, you haven't, Key. You haven't gone back 50 years and watched 30 games in a season from Pele. You ain't done that. So how can you judge him? Just on stats without watching? No way. So for me, my logic is beyond sound. I think he's in the top 5 of all time, no matter what happens, no matter what goes on. But when I talk about people, I typically talk about the people I've watched play. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, Platini was such a player. Well, if you're 73, my friend, and you watch them all play, then I respect your opinion. But then when you're older, you also have nostalgia because who you watch as a kid and a younger person often can dictate how you think and feel. But listen, everyone that has tuned in, I really do appreciate everything that everything you guys have done. All the super chatters, thank you. Make sure you scan that QR code on the screen and check out Hitch. Come and follow me over there as well. Just search the Football Terrace. Come follow me. Lots more polls on the way out soon, and use their World Cup predictor app. You get things right, you win money, and it's free to play. Why would you not do it? Imagine getting free money. Imagine getting free money. As long as you've got a PayPal account, it's easy. So get it downloaded now, people. But until next time, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again soon.